I love Nigeria. I mean, the culture, the people, the food. Nigeria is home to all of these. But Nigeria is also home to dishonest politicians and resource thieves. In fact, it's almost completely an epidemic. However, what if I told you about the pioneer of this evil? The man who, let's say, founded it. He is none other than Sani Abacha, a Nigerian military dictator and statesman who ruled from 1993 until his death in 1998, and was the country's military head of state after a palace coup. We need to discuss and talk about Nigeria's most infamous dictator, Sani Abacha. But let us first discuss his beginnings and past, prominence, and his impact. His story starts on September 20th, 1943 in Kano, Nigeria. He was born during a turbulent time, when Kano was still ruled by the English and World War II was still raging. Due to political and economic instability brought by continual colonial authority and growth, this was a difficult period for the whole world, particularly for Nigeria. His mother is unknown, but we do know a little bit about his father. His name was Alahi Maguri. In the 1950s, he played a key role in negotiating for better trade deals for northern traders in Nigeria and was heavily against the monopoly of Syrian and Lebanese traders. He was president of the Northern Traders Union, which served as an umbrella organization for all northern businesses and trade unions. His father and his own ancestry are Qatari, and he is presented to be Muslim, though his actions do not at all present the religion. His future was shaped by his values. He was taught as a child to be patriotic and support Nigeria, and was given gratitude for military service, influencing him going to Nigerian Military Training College in Kaduna, and was commissioned in 1963 after completing the Mon Cadet School in England, one of the most prestigious military for Nigerians at the time. It was also at this time that he formed a relationship with his future wife, Miriam Abacha. Their relationship can date back to the early 1960s in Kano, where both of them went to school. Following his training, he decided to join the military. While in the military, he participated in some coups, including the 1966 Nigerian counter-coup, instrumental from the conceptual stage. This coup was sparked by the assassination of Nigeria's first military head of state, general, and it was a response to the killings of northern politicians and officers by some soldiers. As you can tell, Abacha was a defiant lieutenant, disobeying orders and causing chaos often, leading him to be involved in every single military coup in Nigeria during his military career. When Nigeria's Civil War in 1969 rolled around, he served as a platoon and battalion commander, and was renowned for his astute strategy and strong leadership. In 1983, Abacha was already a general officer commanding the 2nd Mechanized Division, and was even appointed a member of the Supreme Military Council, which was the body that ruled Nigeria at the time, and it was founded after the 1983 military coup. He was a key player in this coup and installed General Muhammadu Buhari as the country's leader. But he was not loyal to Buhari at all, because he was later involved in the 1985 coup that ousted Buhari and installed General Abraham. Talk about frenemies. This put him in the good graces as the general, and Abacha was appointed Chief of Army Staff in 1985, when General Ibrahim was appointed president and commander-in-chief. Despite not being officially elected, he was named the Minister of Defense, though he was qualified and had the certification to back it up, being the first Nigerian army officer to attain the rank of a full military general without skipping a single rank. 3 years later, he unsurprisingly participated in another coup, but this time he led it, forcing President-Chief Ernest Shonekan to step down. This stagnant nature of Shonekan's government and his inability to manage a democratic process in the country was the reason Abacha stated in the coup. However, most people actually think it was an attempt to gain control and authority, since he issued a decree following the coup that practically gave him all the power by elevating his administration beyond the court's jurisdiction. And he made another decree giving him the right to detain anyone from up to 3 months. And in order to avoid being overthrown, as he did many other rulers before him, he put together a personal security unit consisting of 3,000 men who had received North Korean training, an unsurprising ally at the time that was charmed with the political structure and leaders. The Nigerian police force underwent extensive training. The authorities brutally suppressed dissidents and criminals, increasing the number of incarcerated individuals, and punishing people seriously for minor infractions with harsh penalties, which ultimately led to the death of Ogoni activist Ken Saro-Wiwa, a Nigerian writer, teacher, television producer, and environmental activist. Overall, being an activist or even somewhat vocal against the government could have landed you in imprisonment or even death. Many nations opposed allying with Nigeria due to the absence of free speech and corrupt governance at the time, particularly those seeking to grow and enhance their reputation, like South Africa and other nations liberated from British rule. Though this doesn't mean that he had hostile relations in every single country, as his rule brought closer relations to North Korea, Turkey, Libya, Iraq, etc., although these were seen as outcast countries. Even if his administration destroyed Nigeria's foreign policy and politics, the country's economy didn't suffer greatly, and his administration increased Nigeria's foreign exchange reserves from 494 million in 1993 to 9.6 billion by mid-1997, and it reduced the country's external debt from 36 billion in 1993 to 27 billion in 1997. Though this wasn't really because the economy or capitalism was flourishing, it was due to strict debt management and tight control over the oil industry and foreign exchange earnings. The stability of the economy can also be linked to embezzlement, one of his most notorious crimes. He is accused of embezzling between $1 billion and $5 billion, while analysts estimate that he may have embezzled more. At the time, this type of swift embezzlement was practically unheard of. He was able to embezzle by fabricating requests for national security financing and money laundering during a period when many Nigerians were suffering from poverty. His own son participated in it as well, helping his father pass fake financial petitions and providing offshore accounts from which money could be laundered. Rule reign came to an end when he passed away at the luxurious president's villa. Fitting. Due to his Muslim heritage, he was not given an autopsy and was buried promptly, which sparked rumors about his passing. People do not consider the Nigerian government's claim that he died of a heart attack to be official. and Abacha's death has been subject to multiple rumors. Some claim that he was poisoned by Israeli agents during a handshake, while others claim that he was with two Indian prostitutes who were imported from Dubai and supposedly contaminated his drink. In the end, we'll never truly know how he passed away. However, we are aware of his harsh and violent rule and his distressing legacy that he left behind. While it can be hard to talk about, in order to better understand the history and stop it from happening again, we must learn and educate each other about these type of people and rulers. I appreciate you for seeing this episode of Nigerian History Roqib, and leave any comments down below on his legacy and other things that you guys think are interesting about him. Thank you.